Hello, hello. Let me do the quick check-in for the first couple of chapters of Shgg Bn, a 2020 debut novel by Douglas Stewart, which won the Booker Prize, which I will try not to hold against it. It's like, man, way to stop at the top. Start at the top, and it's all downhill from here. Or, how much, but that be as it may, let me get into the novel, which seems like it really shares a whole bunch of autobiographical details with this debut author, who I think actually maybe in his 50s, 51. He maybe he's not that old, as old as me. It starts in the 90s, 92, 94, with Shgg Bn, a 15-year-old kid who is living in a boarding house on his own with like kind of older single men as cohabitants there, working at a grocery store. And he was trying to get up the nerve to go to hairstyling school, but got all the way there, saw all the kind of the cool, very confident kids, got back on the bus, and then went back and got this grocery store gig. He's getting kind of creeped on by Mr. Darling, one of the other things, who keeps on bringing him alcohol and lightly touching his leg, and obviously wants to spend time with him, and it's just like, not great that way. We flash back to the 80s, where he's but an infant, and his mother, Agnes, Agatha, is she is with her second husband, Shug, who is a big, brash, egomaniacal abuser. They're both trying to stay off the alcohol. She's less successful than he is. Drinking, alcoholism seems to definitely be a big thing in the thing, and indeed in the 90s she's no longer in the picture. And indeed, when you look at the autobiographical stuff, which I happen to look at just because I was going to quickly discuss it on my Sunday Reads video, you find that yes, Douglas Stewart's mother died quietly of addiction when he was quite young, his father having fucked off earlier, him being the youngest of three, which is what Shuggy is as well. So this has lots of autobiographical elements to it. I mean, that said, regardless of whether it's a true story or not, I expect that the author is going to tell a good story. And I mean, I think is right off the bat telling of his mother's attraction to Shug, this second guy who took him away from a much more milder, kind of worshipful, kind of sounds like semi-good husband, and how she's just kind of finds kind of an animal attraction to this brash guy who, spoiler for the end of chapter 2 of this novel, rapes her, physically abuses her, and then rapes her. It's like capturing that maybe is a good early sign that this isn't going to be merely Douglas Stewart kind of dragging up his own internal trauma, but is actually trying to kind of enliven these characters. Like, his mother isn't a complete fucking idiot for being attracted to this animalistic kind of dirty sex kind of Shug, who's apparently sleeping with all her friends as well. She's not an idiot for it. There's a magneticism there. There's a attraction. There's a raw animal power, which he's an abuser. He's rapist. He's, he doesn't give a fuck about anything but himself. But you also sort of see the power there, which is like, okay, well, that's a good start to letting me know that this isn't just going to be like a simple psychodrama. It maybe gives me a hint as why maybe it was so successful in its run. It was both up because Douglas Stewart is Scottish but is now an American. It was also up for the I think the National Book Award in the States as well as the Booker. So it's like this guy, it seems like it's going to hit some good notes here. And then indeed just the sort of stuff with Shuggy and his period, it's like that's also vivid in how he's trying to traverse things, and maybe being kind of a sensitive boy, maybe kind of code for there is sort of some gay themes going on in here, or like what's masculinity uh, in a kind of a hard as nails, Glaswegian kind of lower class kind of sense. You know, toxic masculinity for a lack of a better word, but just really what's traditionally masculine. Shug, his father, is very traditionally masculine in the kind of the worst kind of ways. So yeah, all interesting stuff for the first couple of chapters of Shgg Bn, which I was worried I was going to get all triggered because alcoholism and things like that is definitely something that's I have in my family's past. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. It seems so far there's some artistry going on here. All right, I'll leave it there. More videos later.